Okay, good morning, boys and girls. Today, I'm going to introduce you another very important grammar item for Unit 5, passive voice. Okay, so the lesson objectives. By the end of the lesson, I hope that you will be able to realize the importance of passive voice and understand the structure of it, which means you will be able to form passive voice correctly. And also, very importantly, you have to know when. So that's why you need to know the function of passive voice. So the first question you may ask is, what does it mean by passive voice? Okay, well, talking about the definition, passive voice is when the subject of a sentence is someone who receives the action. The subject of a sentence is the action receiver. Okay, what does it mean by that? I can look at an example. Well, talking about passive voice, of course, you have to understand active because they are in a pair. So there's a pair of sentences here. So the active voice version will be the dog chased the cat, while the passive voice version will be the cat was chased by the dog. Okay, so you can see for active one, the subject is actually the doer of the action, someone who does the chasing. Okay, and the cat is the receiver. So passive voice is when the receiver, which is the cat, is used as the subject in the sentence. Okay, so the cat was chased by the dog is a passive voice sentence. Got it? Okay, never mind if you haven't understood clearly. So let's look at some more examples. Now, the function of it, when we use passive voice, when in three occasions. Okay, the first one is when it's not important to mention who does the action. It's not important because it's very obvious, so you don't have to mention anymore. Second one, when the doer of the action is unknown. In other words, when we don't know who does the action yet, we'll use passive voice. And number three, when we think the action itself or the action receiver is more important than the action doer, okay, we use passive voice. Okay, so I will explain in using some examples. So let's take a look at the first one. Hey, hello. Okay, right, hello. So the boy said, I was born in August. I was born in August. So this is a passive voice sentence, right? And oh, sorry. Right. Uh, okay, turn it down. Is it necessary to mention who gave birth to the boy when he said I was born in August? The answer is obviously no, because who else would it be if it's not his mom? Okay, so that explains the first function when the doer of the action is understood or and therefore is everybody knows it and therefore we don't have to say it. It's not important to say it. Okay, so we just start with the action receiver, which is the I in the sentence. Ooh, nice car. Mr. Lowe's car was stolen. Okay, and the question is, who stole Mr. Lowe's car when you say this sentence? Mr. Lowe's car was stolen. Do you know who stole his car when you said this? The answer is no. Okay, we don't know who stole the car, but what we do know is, okay, we know that the car, which is the action receiver, okay, is the car is missing. So instead of starting a sentence by someone who stole Mr. Lowe's car, we can omit the doer and we can simply say that Mr. Lowe's car was stolen. And example three, look, a mermaid is found by the fisherman. Okay, so the question here is, what is the main message? Which person is more important? Is it the mermaid or the fisherman? Uh, well, if you remember function three, okay, the emphasis, which means the most important thing, is on the mermaid being found, or maybe just the mermaid. Okay, and therefore we start the sentence using a mermaid instead of saying a fisherman found the mermaid. We say a mermaid, okay, was found to highlight that it is the